Com station.
Welcome back to Show Your Real Estate Today. Hey, it's Paul Jameson, your host, here with Holly Zarowski from Costner Law, Jessica Spies on the Jameson team, and Preston Sandlin from Home Inspection Carolina. Remember, I know it's odd, you're waiting for me to say we're pre-recorded. We're not. We're actually live today. If you're just tuning in to Show Your Real Estate Today, it's all about real estate, whether you have a legal question for Holly, whether you have a real estate question for us, or whether you have a home maintenance inspection or an issue going on at your house you want to ask Preston about, we're here. Now remember, 704-570-1110, 704-570-1110. We are live, so if you call in, we will take your question, put you on with us, and we would, I'm sure if you're thinking it, there's somebody else that can also get some benefit from your questions. So feel free to do that. If you like, it doesn't have to be about what we're talking about. It can be about whatever's in your mind, within reason. All right, all right, 704-570-1110. All right, Preston, I'm going to jump over to you.
All right.
And we're going to talk, spring is here, man.
I know. It is home buying season, like duck season, rabbit season. It's home buying season.
Home buying season.
That's right.
Spring came early, March 2, and here we go.
Oh, the
right?
phones are ringing. We were talking in the pre-radio about it. It's been crazy.
We have 26 under contract right now.
Wow. Yeah, our
So
phone was ringing off the hook Friday.
That was us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
It's only us. We're the only ones that call it. I'm just kidding. There's one other.
Yeah.
All right.
My mom.
Well, you know, Jessica and I are trying to get all these houses ready.
Yep.
And Jessica, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm gonna start before we jump in to a topic that is kind of a really, are you kidding me kind of topic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that is, don't you think that it helps if there's a pre-inspection that's been done on a house that has not been inspected on a regular basis?
Definitely so. Buyers do get their own inspections, but it's always good to get your own beforehand as well. Fix some of the small stuff up front. You know, if you go ahead and get that inspection, you can take care of some things. You don't want a buyer to get an inspection report that has 80
Some
items
surprises.
on it, and then yeah, panic.
Drop the bomb on me.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't violate copyright law there.
Well, you didn't sing it, so it's okay. You can speak it.
You'd pay me not to sing it.
Yeah.
Can I speak in there? And
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is, Preston, why wouldn't somebody, well, now, there are reasons, it's not always 100% appropriate, but maybe 95?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, can I address the objection of that?
Please.
Well, a lot of times sellers and some agents would say, well, you know, why are we going to do a pre-inspection when the buyer's going to bring their own inspector in here, and he's going to find a whole bunch of stuff anyway, you know, so why should we spend that money to fix all that stuff? Well, I'll tell you, keep the deal from going sideways. You just want to find out the big major items.
That's right.
When I ask realtors and buyers, I said, how many of you guys ever had a deal go sideways? Everybody raises their hand, and it's either the appraisal or the home inspection. And you know what it is? It's the timing of the home inspection, because people have a financial compromise when they sell a house, and one person comes down, one person comes up. Then they do the inspection, and there's financial implications there. Nobody wants to compromise twice. So with that pre-inspection, you find out about what those potential surprises are ahead of time, and you make adjustments for it before you make the compromise.
Yeah, and to elaborate on your point is that if something costs really $500 to fix,
Mm-hmm.
in the eyes of the buyer, what do you think they think it costs?
5,000. Well, not 5,000, but it you know, they
4,000.
4,000. Yeah, well, everything it mushrooms, you know, and they're already dealing with a lot of emotions, and you know, they get back home, and you know, and they're looking at another house too, and you just want to be that shiny pearl of all the houses they've looked at. And if you do a pre-inspection, it's smack dab on the kitchen table. You know, you take the risk out of it for them, and you know, the due diligence. Which one is it they don't get back? Is it due diligence or is it
Due diligence?
Yeah. That's less risk for them. So if they're looking at a whole bunch of houses and your house has been pre-inspected, that's the one that's going to be the shiny pearl for them.
Right. You know, and I think, you know, back to a point I had made with Holly earlier. You know, Holly, I don't know how you feel about it, but when you get to the end of a transaction, everybody thinks a new house doesn't have issues.
Okay.
They think that for sure, and there's always, you know, a new house it's a new house and it's new material, but that doesn't mean there's not always ways to make it better material or shine just a little bit brighter, or, you know, you're always stuck with a subcontractor who maybe needed a tweak to what they were doing.
We've had all kinds of stuff from
Nope,
you
on
guys.
Yep.
purpose. And so hang on, Ashley, we'll get right to you. But Preston, so I laid an egg that's not really actually here on our notes this morning, but how do you feel about doing an inspection on new construction, to Holly's point?
Oh, you've got to do it. I mean, you know, I've had new construction where they didn't even connect the drain pipe. We were checking a hot tub with the jets. Filled up the hot tub, turned on the jets, the water starts going down.
In it in a swimsuit?
The water starts going down.
Oh, no.
It's going out, but not, and they didn't ever
And
connect
then
it.
under the house, you mean?
Well, it was over the garage, so the water starts coming out on the drywall of the garage because they
man.
never connected the drain. And,
Wow.
and stuff like that all the time. You never know. You got subs coming in and out. You definitely need new home inspected. I mean, I would honestly say probably a 2-year-old house on average does better than new construction because there's so many loose ends that may not have been tied up on new construction.
We got tons of different crews and tons of different people looking at it.
Exactly, and there's a lot of turnover. And the
Yes.
subs have a lot of turnover.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Ashley, how are you? You there, Ashley? How can I help you, friend? All right. Okay. All right, Ashley, I'm going to say something that is not going to be popular, but I'm going to say it. Is that okay? Do I have your permission? Okay. All right. So here we go. If I'm selling my own house, okay, I don't list it. Okay, and the reason I don't list it is because for me, I want to make sure I've got an outside party with the emotional piece of it hanging out. And other realtors will argue with me about that. Your husband, on the other hand, I think it's cool when people build their own house, especially if they're skilled enough to do it. So my only point to you isn't that I don't think it's cool or right that your husband built his house. I went full circle on you, didn't I? Is that I think your husband should have somebody behind him that just gives him a double check to make sure in that process he didn't miss anything. That's the only thing that I could say to you that would be an additional safeguard to protect against any potential liability.
Well, and you want to insulate yourself personally from your husband's
Bingo.
general contracting company. I would suggest that if he is going to do it himself, that you have an actual contract between you as a homeowner and his contracting company separately, and try to insulate yourself as best as possible.
Right.
You'll
'Cause
have
his
some
E&O
fallouts.
won't cover it, will it?
Yeah, your E&O at this point, because you are one and the same as far as homeowner and general contracting company, building on your own dirt, you know, at the end of the day, all liability is going to end very
Okay,
close
so
to your
what-
own personal
so
assets versus what's in this contracting company, and
Alright.
that may be a reason to use someone else to just
Alright.
insulate yourself just a little bit.
Hey, Ashley, one other thing I want you to check before you
Right.
start for me, okay?
Okay.
You there?
Very good. Okay.
Ashley?
Okay.
Okay. Call your insurance company and just let them know what you're doing. Okay? All right? My pleasure. Thank you so much, dear. All right. We've got some other callers on the line. We'll get to you shortly, so hang on with us. So Preston, just to finish the thought,
Okay.
before we pick up the next calls, is that pre-inspection, and we're gonna talk, later on a little bit about, how to prepare, but that pre-inspection, new construction, older home, all those things, the biggest issue is the crawl space, right?
Oh yeah, I would say 80% of the major items come from the crawl space.
Okay. All right, Catherine, we're gonna pick you up right after the break. We've got a hard break, so hang on. I love your question. We'll be right with you. I've got Holly here, Jessica here, Preston here, and myself, Paul Jameson. Stay with us to show you real estate today here on News 1110 99.3 WBT.